I love this picture of them. Those were all his friends.
The day before Ryan Eamer died, the 46-year-old was so desperate for help, he called his mother to take him to the hospital in hopes he could get into one of the detox beds. Ryan was told to come back the next day because patients need to be sober to be admitted to detox. He suffered from withdrawal seizures and his mother wanted a doctor to assess him. Eventually, the nurse agreed.
When people with addiction come in, they're already struggling. They are struggling. They don't need more marginalized treatment, more to be treated with more worthlessness.
Because of COVID restrictions, Brenda Eamer couldn't stay and went home. After she left, Ryan fell in the waiting room, but never did get to see a doctor.
Hours after leaving the hospital, Brenda Eamer's phone rang. It was the Brandon Police Service. The officer said the hospital had called them to pick up Ryan and take him to a jail cell to sober up. Under Manitoba's Intoxicated Persons Detention Act, police have the authority to lock people up if they're a danger to themselves or others. But this should only be a last resort when there's no one else to look after them.
Ryan wasn't aggressive or violent, but he was pacing. The nurses said he was disruptive. His mother says they should have called her instead of police. Police returned Ryan to the hospital 4 hours later. He had a large bump on his forehead and was limping. He told his mother it was from his earlier fall. She wanted him to see a doctor, but Ryan just wanted to go home to sleep. When Brenda arrived at his apartment the next morning, there was no answer, so she crawled through the window and found her son on the ground unconscious.
And all I wanted to do was just hold his hand and just say, let him know that I was there. And just to hang on. That help was coming in, but he didn't make it.
The autopsy report says Ryan died from blunt head trauma caused by another fall after he got home. His mother blames the hospital for sending her son to a jail cell instead of helping him. This Toronto emergency and addictions physician says intoxication is a medical condition and should be treated as such.
In general in society, I think that we certainly have a lot of stigma towards people who struggle with their substance use.
Hi, buddy.
The health authority that oversees Brandon Hospital has apologized to the Eamer family and has launched a thorough review of the case. Caroline Bargood, CBC News, Brandon.